Ni hao, and welcome to World History. Today we're going to talk about Asian history and a little bit of culture mixed in because it's just kind of fun. Now, if you are Chinese, Korean, or Japanese and I talk about your culture and I get it wrong, I'm sorry. Doing the best that I can based on what I've read and what I've experienced. I have been to Korea, but I have not been to China or Japan, but I really hope I get to in the near future. I hope. So today, we're going to start out by teaching you a little bit of Chinese, just a little bit, because obviously we want to learn about their culture, especially if we go over there. So to say hello in Chinese, the official way that we would say hello is ni hao. Ni hao. Repeat after me. Ni hao. Now, if you're just talking to your friends, they said it would sound really weird if you did that all the time. So then you would just say hi or hey, kind of like we do in our world today too. To say goodbye, we would say zaishan. Try that. Zaishan. And to say thank you, because of course we want to say thank you, we would say xie. And I'm really bad at that one. Xie. Try that for me. Xie. So, ni hao, let us begin. To begin with, we're going to learn a Korean tea ceremony. Each of these cultures, we're going to compare Korea, Japan, and China, because that's really unfortunately all we have time for in this class, although there are many other Asian countries. We're going to look at a Korean tea ceremony. There are different traditions for each country. So let me kind of show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, now understand that in the Korean culture, you still use these tea ceremonies in special occasions. So you might do this for your parents right before your wedding or for your husband before you get married. It's a sign of respect, and it's also a way to enact all five senses. That's really kind of the goal, to honor that person and to use all five senses. So this is actually a Korean tea set that I got when I was there. It's a little mini one. It's very expensive for the little one that it is. So the first thing that you would do when you pour, you want to try to hold your elbow. So let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. So you hold the elbow and you hold the little lid down and you pour into the bigger bowl first. And as you do, you pour up and down. The idea is to see the tea, smell the tea, and hear the tea so that you're using all of those senses. Now, why do you put it in a big bowl instead of right into the teacups? You want to get it into a bigger bowl so that it cools off and it doesn't burn the mouth of your guests. So then you would sit and talk, maybe have a little treat, whatever. And then once it's cooled down, then you take and you would hold the bowl. And again, you hold it underneath like this. And then you would hold your elbow and you would pour. And you basically pour like a third in each cup. And try to come up as you go. Again, we want to experience all the senses of the tea. The reason we do it in thirds, if you've ever had the bottom of a coffee pot, for example, all the grounds are on the bottom and it's not very good. So we want to have a little bit of the light top and then the deeper taste from the bottom and mix it all together. Then typically what we do is we would actually slide it to that person. So you would slide it to your person across the table or across the little floor that you're using, whatever. And then when you drink it, here, let me show you how you hold it. This is not easy to show everything. Okay, so here's what you do. You basically hold the bottom of the teacup like this, and then you hold your hand around the edge, and then you bring it to your mouth and you sip. And you enjoy the taste of the tea. You enjoy the moments you have with your loved one. So you take your time and you talk and you enjoy those moments of your life. That's a Korean tea ceremony. Now this is actually Korean tea. If you were here, I would actually give you some Korean tea. And I just last year got a gift, some Chinese tea from one of my students. So I wish I could share this with you today. But also, if you were here, you would get to try some dried seaweed. Some of you maybe have had this before. I think it is an acquired taste, but they come in these cute little wafers, kind of. They're very thin. See that? So you get to eat those. Very good. I like them a lot. I eat them all myself. but there's different flavors that you can have with it too. So I recommend going to the International Store over by on Louise and go ahead and try those. They're really, really good. Now, like I said, each culture has different tea ceremonies. For example, this is a Japanese teapot. You'll see that it looks very different from the one that I showed you. And China does as well. So that's just a little taste of what we're doing here. Now, I also want to show you some clothing. So let me pause for a second.